Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Sarala Ben, after a long time. After a long time we are meeting.
सरला माता जी आपको ही बोल रही स्वामी जी स्वामी जी I hear from YouTube. She hears from YouTube.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Pranam, pranam. Yesterday, Papa was making us to dwell on the word feelings, When we were dwelling more and more on the theme contained in Papa's words like prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God. So then he made us to dwell on this aspect. Unless the feeling is accompanied, we will not be able to open up the channel. Yesterday, probably a day before yesterday, we received an email from one of the devotees of Ashram. He said, can you expound on the 9 forms of devotion, such as Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakhya, Atma Nivedana, Navadha Bhakti. Especially if it can be connected with Ananda Ashram, Papa Madaji Swami's way. So how to ensure that feelings are always there when we pray, when we meditate? Probably this will give us some light. Though we don't have any authentic background about this Navadha Bhakti, we have heard about it. Normally, when we hear about this, Papa used to say about 6 kinds of bhakti. In one of his lectures, he used to talk about 6 kinds of bhakti. We will first go through that. Papa says, in the bhakti literature, you will find a description of 6 kinds of bhakti. One is looking at God as your Lord and worshipping Him as an image. In such a devotion, your heart is filled with the sweet emotion of love and you experience joy. This was the bhakti of Ambareesha, a devotee of Lord Vishnu. This is called shanta bhakti. The second is dasya bhakti. Hanuman found joy in serving God, looking upon Him as his master. Hanuman was a true servant, obeying Him in every respect, as his whole life was spent in the service of his master Ram. Here service itself is joy. The third is sakhya bhakti, in which you become a friend of God. Here the devotee talks and moves with Him on equal terms, as Arjuna did with Krishna. They used to sit, eat, talk, walk together as intimate friends. We can have this kind of relationship with God. Then comes the fourth, vatsalya bhakti. In this bhakti, you look upon God as your child, as Yashoda did in relation to Krishna. In the practice of this devotion, you serve, you feed, you look after God, generally as a mother does in the case of her child. The fifth is madhurya bhakti. Here the relationship between the devotee and God is sweet and loving beyond comparison. They feel one with each other, still maintain a separateness for the sake of enjoying the bliss of the play of love between them. This is oneness in separation and separation in oneness. This was the relation between Radha and Krishna. The bhakti is also called prema bhakti. Madhurya bhakti or prema bhakti. The sixth and the last is sakhya bhakti or Gopi bhakti. This is rightly taken to be the highest form of bhakti. Whenever Radha and Krishna, after a long separation, were brought together by the efforts of the gopis, they used to identify themselves alternately with Radha and Krishna and enjoy the bliss resulting from the meeting. And also feel immense delight by being merely witnesses to their beatific reunion. This is rightly considered the acme to which bhakti leads the soul. All these, we can say, to the personal form of a God. God, who is the indwelling and all-pervading reality, is also visualized, experienced in a form. But here we have been asked to think about this 9. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam.
Once more permitted.
Once
We
more.
can note it.
Shravanam, listening to the names and stories about God.
Yes.
Kirtanam, chanting or singing about Him.
Yes.
Smaranam, remembering Him throughout the day.
Yes.
Padasevanam, serving Him willingly.
Yes.
Archanam, worshipping Him. Vandanam, praising Him with total submission. Dasyam, serving Him. Sakhyam, developing a friendship with Him. Atma Nivedanam, surrendering ourselves totally to Him. When we started going through this, we don't know the scriptural or textual knowledge about this. But when the devotee said, can we connect it to Papa Mataji or Ananda Ashram? Then we thought our Nam Seva Dhyan is broadly explained in these in these 9 facets of devotion. Because here it is Nirguna, Saguna is also there. So when we say Nama, first we hear about Nama, Shravana. When we step into the ashram, we hear Nama. We straight away start joining the Nama. We have no idea. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. There is an inexplicable, pleasant feeling welling up in our heart when we hear this. We can't explain. We also join that. Then Kirtanam. We used to attend bhajans,
Yes.
There is a closeness, Nama hearing, Shravanam, and then when the Kirtanam comes, it comes from our the way of expression of saints, bhaktas. When we hear it through Kirtanam, it also touches and kindles an inexplicable feeling. So this is, and the third one is Smaranam, remembrance. So Nama can be brought within, Nama expresses itself in the form of, Nama draws us to itself through Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. And then comes Seva.
Smaranam.
Smaranam.
Smaranam, not Maranam.
Thank you.
Then comes Seva, Pada Sevanam, serving Him. When we keep on developing this Smaranam, remembrance, we try to go to our source, we try to understand that He is the great provider who has been providing everything to me. So we develop a gratitude, and that comes out in the form of our worshipping Him. Here the Seva means worshipping His entire creation. I may fail, I may forget, but I accept it as a principle. So in whatever way possible, I try to do that, But ultimately I have to convert the whole thing as Pada Sevanam, offering to him. Archanam. This also comes under the Seva. The normal parlance, Archana means glorifying him. When I see a creation, I see him, as the expression of that article or an object or a situation or a person. And then Vandanam, reverential adoration or reverential bowing down. Everything we handle it with a touch of love, with a touch of perfection, with a touch of dedication, with a touch of gratitude. All these things are the expressed form of seva to him. And then dhyan, sakhyam. The nama which I go inside, I try to go inside, retaining the sense of individuality, I try to develop a relationship with him. A close relationship with him. And then finally, I surrender myself entirely to him. So when the email, Atma Nivedanam, surrendering everything to him. This is one way of looking at it. Because when through email, when we were asked, how do we connect up this Navadha Bhakti to the ashram culture? Then we started thinking deeply about it. Yes, it is possible. All because this will enable us to develop the needed feelings of our oneness with him. Otherwise it becomes dry. If we keep on hearing philosophy, it will be totally dry. That feeling will not well up. But here through these 9, suppose we take this 3, 4 and 2. The ultimate outcome could be that it augments, it opens up these feelings in our heart. We will again go through and see for ourselves. Shravanam, not merely hearing. I am hearing the name of the Lord who is within me. Kirtanam, so I am glorifying him. Because I don't have to go out. Just look at me, what all he has given. So he is a great giver. However much I offer my worship to him through words, it is still insufficient. From an ordinary seed level, how he has made me to become a fully grown man, with all the 200 odd organs active, with my mind and intellect alert. And he has given all that is needed in the form of his creation outside. And then comes Maranam. So these both, Shravanam and Kirtanam will definitely enable me to have his remembrance always. Not necessarily in a place where I do that. The moment I look at anything, it connects me up to him. So this takes care of the Nama. And then comes Seva. Because I am always conscious that he has been providing everything to me. I have to serve him, How do I serve? With a touch of a worshipful mind, a revering mind. And with that I serve him. Archanam is also a part of that. In every idol worship, you will find this archana, offering, glorifying him, not merely glorifying him. Symbolically, we offer a flower or a tulsi. We are not simply telling that. There is a correspondingly an act of service, act of revering service. We don't throw we do like this, archanam. All these things touch and kindle the feeling in us. Morning when we give flowers for the flower offering, even if a petal, even if a portion of any of the flower falls, immediately everybody picks it up. Nobody puts their leg on that, no? Because while preparing the flower to be offered to our masters, they are chanting Ram Nam, sanctified it, and it is meant to be offered to him. For some reason, it got separated from it, but it doesn't mean it lacks anything less. So the same attitude, Archanam and Vandanam. Even in the minutest, we try to extend ourselves. And then dasya. I am your servant. I am your tool. When you want your will to be rooted through me, you have provided me with everything. Previously I was thinking I am, that's all. Now I know I am not. I am is there only because you are there. I draw my power from you. Without you, I cannot exist. I have a role. I realize that I have a role. The fan has got a role. But if it is not connected to the electricity, it's an inert matter. With electricity, I enjoy through the fan. Electricity by itself cannot give this experience which the fan gives. But at the same time, without electricity, I am your dasya. I am your servant. I am your tool. So in the seva category, we can put these four. And the finally is dhyana, to feel his presence within and then without. So there, sakhya. A personal, close, intimate relationship with him. And then finally, total self-effacement, atma-nivedanam. Probably when he asked this question through the email, Papa wanted us to know more and more about these feelings, How do we, Nam Seva Dhyan, we have heard. We have some concept about Nam Seva Dhyan. But if it is not soaked with the feelings, it might be another intellectual exercise. But now with these 3 plus 4 plus 2, in all these triune paths, there is a certain amount of feelings that get kindled. The same triune path. Each one can think and derive in their own way. In the personal form of worship, All these things are there very much. We hear about the glories of the deity, and then we render songs connecting us with him. By that we try to remember him even when we are not doing the puja or anything. And then in the puja, we try to offer, as soon as the avahanam is done, superimposition. Suppose he says, Sri Krishna dhyayami avahayami swagatam idam padyam. That means we wash his feet. And that we take it as tirtham. And even for this, we don't use ordinary water. Before that, we will collect water from the Saptagodi Mahatirtham Ava. Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Sindhu, Kaveri. Like that, traditionally we have got them important. Then even then not satisfied, we will add Saptagodi Mahatirtham. With that water we wash his feet, Pada Sevana. Then we offer our worship, offering a flower. The more we think about it, it becomes very, very clear. Why we were asked to offer flowers and tulsi, no? We just...
Today is Kuchelopasana.
Kuchela Upasana.
Kuchelopasana.
Today.
Oh, Papa. There he did Padasevanam for the devotee.
Yes.
Lord. Oh, it's most appropriate. So then Archanam Vandanam. Then after the puja is over, we do arati, we prostrate, we offer him food and everything, and then everything Vandanam, respecting. Dasya. Every time when we do that, the dasya bhava will be there. The boss and the subordinate, Meticulous care will be there, no? What should be done after this? We will not overlook anything. Even after, we offer water for him to bath, for a bath. And after that, we will not straight away ask him to sit. We will offer him new clothes. We will offer him garland. We will put a umbrella. And we will have this fan, chamaram. Today we call it as fan. Somebody will be doing like this, So to make him comfortable, meticulously comfortable. Idam snanam, snananandram idam ajavaniyam, vastram, vastrapushpa, putra, vastrapushpa. Samarpriyami, pinna then chamaram.
Argyam Padyam.
Padyanam, Vastra Pushpa Uttariya, Jnopavita, Abharana Dharanam, Pidam Padyam. Everything we offer, meticulous, seat. Then finally, if I have forgotten anything, Samastopajaram. Then afterwards, I do this Archana. After Archana, offering food. Even while giving food, very touching. Every now and then, we should not get stuck. Madhye amritapaniyam. So we keep the water there. While he swallows, he should not get stuck there. So these are all, the dasya. Meticulous. Meticulous means meticulous. Nothing in a haphazard way. And then when we enter into, then afterward, dasyam. Sakhya. When I move with him so closely, he becomes so friendly to me. Suppose you meet an individual, you greet him, and you lovingly handle so many things, afterwards you develop a friendship with him. So when we have been trying to bring him into that idol, and we offer him one by step, there is a closeness getting developed between us and him, and then the last one is superb. Though you are all these, I realize I am what I am because of you. So I offer myself entirely to you. And the final pranam, and there also you pray to him, out of my ignorance, I would have omitted something. Kindly pardon me. And whenever I need this experience, you should come out and be with me. Yathasthanam pratishtapayami shobhanartre punaragamanaya. Again you should come. So it all touches and kindles feelings of these 9, you just imagine. How? Because feeling is not to be cultivated or developed. It is there in us, it has to be touched and kindled through so many ways. Probably see now, when this question came up yesterday, day for yesterday this email has come. Yesterday we couldn't take it up. But today, suddenly when we have not replied to him. He wanted us to share this he must be now hearing this in the Satsang. We did not have much time to study. So whatever we have understood about this, but the one word that made us to deep well is, how do we connect this Navadha Bhakti with the approach of Anandashram? And he specifically mentioned Papa Mataji San, because they all stand for the Nirguna Nirakara. Though Saguna is not belittled, it is purely on a Nirguna aspect. So how do this Navadha Bhakti suit? This is how we started approaching it, and then suddenly the revelation comes that it is nothing but the triune path explained in different words. This is one perspective with which we looked at it. Everybody can derive their own. Papa wanted us to bring it in our own way, no? So kindly think about it. And if possible, we will try to unearth some more about this Navadha Bhakti in the Bhakti Shastras. As far as we know, it is purely based upon the Saguna Aradhana. Because when we perform a puja, all these things well up in our mind. These different facets, 9 facets. Ultimately, the take-home message is, we become aware of the feelings in us, a reverential feeling, It is not merely feeling, a reverential, intimate, closeness, which can't be explained further. So when we start doing this Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, the idol will be there in the form of the Murti will be there, the chosen deity will be there in the form of an idol. You are there as a Bhakta, and you are performing so many things in the puja room. And these are the 9 Navadha Bhakti. And when you come out, what stays with you? A pleasant feeling of God's presence within us. If something is left out, you immediately say, oh, where is that? We all remember in our childhood days when father or mother performing puja, we have to arrange everything. The jalapatra, that will be washed and kept clean. The plate on which the flowers are to be offered, and the flowers also will be cleaned, separated, and then camphor will be there, agarbatti will be there, naivedyam will be there, lamp will be there, wick will be there, matchbox will be there, everything. Kumkum, sandal, yeah. As soon as he comes out of the bath, you are right. As soon as he comes out, we offer kumkum or chandanam. Everything, yeah. Meticulous. You see, nothing. We will feel something is missing. Something is missing. So we all keep it ready before the puja, and then apply. Akshate, that we were not using, so it did not strike to us. Akshate also is there. Wherever there is any we were told that whenever there is a shortage of flower, what is offered is akshata. And for akshata also, yes, now we remember. Mother will ask us to choose unbroken rice. Unbroken. And then it will be sanctified by applying this turmeric, manjapudi. So whenever we are running short of the flour, we will say, what is it called? Akshare. So many things, so many feelings. We get stuck with the material, but the feeling that is to be developed is something far, far beyond. Even the word akshata. When we offer something, it should be full, not a broken one. And this turmeric, it stands for all auspiciousness, sanctifying it. Later on, we came to know that it is also a purifier. Later on also we came to know that it will ward off all insects. Whenever there is ants, we just put this powder, it goes away. It will not, nothing will happen to its life. So see how they have all prescribed these various methods. Here when Mataji decided to give prasad to everybody, previously it was not like this. Nowadays we are putting it in the plastic paper. We used to get this paper? Butter paper. And it should be cut. And with chanting of God's name, the kumkum is coming from Madhurya or somewhere. What sanctifies is that Ramnam and the attitude. And we chant and then put it there. And it should be folded neatly, not in a haphazard way. The moment you take it out from the cover, it has to be unfolded also properly. Otherwise the whole thing will get spilled out. Meticulous in Mataji's room. So much care, so much. Then only it becomes the prasad. Because it is sanctified by the repetition of Ramnam and properly handled it. So whenever we go out, we carry it. Because we remember, he is with us in the form of, symbolically it is in the form of that prasad packet. So that is why whenever people take leave, we give, following the same tradition. God remembrance is there, is given to them in the form of, symbolically given in the form of prasad packet. The moment he is with us, we are safe, We are always conscious of him. Yes, it's there. Like that, So everything, when it is touched with, soaked in the syrup of these feelings, the whole perspective changes. from a mere physical act, it draws to itself something superb. It connects us with Him directly and indirectly. So probably we can also take it that this Navadha Bhakti, normally offered to the personal form of God, enables us to graduate to a higher level and comes out in the form of Nam Seva Dhyan, where all these 9 facets fit in properly. So every time when probably that is why we remembered that, no? Because we were blessed to conduct this puja also. Because when mother is out of doors and father is not there, we have to do the puja. Mother will instruct us what all to be done. And then at that time we may not know anything about it. We will be mechanically doing it initially. But there is an undercurrent that is going on, that the Lord is there in that form. The Guru is there in that form. So I should do it perfectly. That will be there, though we may not know the meaning of each and every act. Later on we started applying our mind, and then we knew, nothing is trivial, nothing is insignificant. Every act makes us to move towards His remembrance. Every act. That is why a stage develops, even when we are offering to the form, in the form of a photo or an idol, even when it is decays or what you call, it gets over the time, what happens, that will be there. Even then it will be difficult for us to discard that particular photo. That's why Puja Mataji used to say, the photos which we are having in the bhajan hall, when it becomes old, don't throw it, put the new photo on it. This is what she said. Paste the new photo on that. Over so many years we have adored, we have not treated it as a photo or a paper. That feeling is there, One day we have to do it, that's a different thing. But what she wanted to convey was this, have this feeling, don't look at it as a photo. For people like us, no doubt, we are not seeing it as photo. The way in which everybody goes there and offers the flower, everybody offers the pranams, it all, touches and kindles many a time. However, how many times we are seeing the same thing? Do we say we are getting bored? None of us. Doing the same thing for 365 days. Even the Padga cleaning. Nobody feels tired. Nobody says it is boredom, drudgery. No. That means the feeling is coming out. Far from a marble, far from a photo, we are seeing something in there. So the feeling is touched and kindled. The only thing is we are not aware of it. All these things came because Papa's one word. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication between us and Him. So what all He brought with that one word, when we start going deeper and deeper and deeper into it, ultimately it zeroes to this feeling of our kinship with Him. Every act should do. Whatever field you put me, whether I am handling a laptop, whether I am handling a chappal, whether I am handling a brush or a paste or a specs or a cloth or a soap, kindly enable me to have this feeling, because I know intellectually it is a gift of you. Let me experientially feel that. That can come only when this feeling goes along with it. I will not see it as an object. If I am seeing it as a stool, as a table, as a fan, bereft of this, feeling will not come. But with that feeling, this has been brought out by Vinobaji in his talks on Gita in the 15th chapter. Anything that you do, it should carry this. You have that book? Otherwise, don't worry. I got it here. Be active in any field
that opens it,
That opens.
itself to you, and do all that you need
ചെവിടും കേൾക്കാതെ ചെവിട് കേൾക്കണമേ. Be active in any field that opens itself to you and do all work in a spirit of blissful service. That is called feeling, Be active in any field that opens itself to you. So that means there is no specification, only this, only that. Don't worry. There is no specification in every act. I will read that 1 minute. Vanda. Old people, you need not struggle much. Rama. What is implied? Everything should be kept neat and clean and in working order. The whole creation should be seen as full of consciousness. Do not look upon it as inert. Nothing is inert. Nothing is devoid of His presence. The spinning wheel that hums melodiously is not inert. It is the Lord's idol. On the polar day, we worship the oxen, shedding our pride. We should always have the spirit. It should not be restricted to a single day. An ox too is a form of the Lord. We should also take due care of the plough and the agricultural implements. All the means of service are sacred. How grand this vision is. Worship does not mean offering flowers, etc. to the idol. Keeping anything neat and clean and tidy is worship. Be it a lamp or a scythe or a door hinge, the means of worship should be spotless, faultless. Divine consciousness pervades everything. When we have this vision, jnana will enter into our karma. By teaching Purushottama Yoga, the Gita is bringing the life of action to fulfillment. The Lord is the master. I am His servant. This creation is the means of our worship. See, what a... The Lord is the master from whom everything has come. And I am His servant. And this creation, vast creation, is a means for worship. Once this is realized, what else is needed? Then there will be never-ending service. Everything will be for the Lord. There will be nothing else except wearing ourselves away for the good of others. The Gita is exhorting us repeatedly to remove the sense of I and live a life devoted to the Lord. Imbue the life with bhakti. The Lord is the master. I am the servant. The creation is a means for service. There is then no question of getting encumbered with anything. Life will then be free of any worries. So everything, Gita wants every action of ours to be imbued with bhakti. It is good to worship the Lord for half an hour. It is worthwhile to steady the mind and meditate on the Absolute, forgetting the ordinary worldly affairs for a while. At the time of sunrise and sunset, with the splendor of sunshine, is particularly appealing. Such good habits must, of course, not be given up. But Gita is not satisfied with this much only. It wants that all the activities that we do throughout the day, that is what Papa said in this. Gita is not satisfied. It wants that all the activities that we do throughout the day should be done in the spirit of worship. That is why it is elaborately mentioned. Touch of love, touch of perfection, touch of dedication, touch of gratitude.
Universal prayer, yes, whatever I do, be a fitting offering.
Exactly. Immediately we should remember the Purushottama Yoga. Whatever I do, be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. Whatever I do, not merely the flower offering at the bhajan hall, To keep this thread, I am asked to chant his name. So that Nama chanting will enable me to remember him. But the Gita is not satisfied. It wants that all the activities that we do throughout the day should be done in the spirit of worship. While doing everything, be it bathing, dining, sleeping, we should have the Lord in our mind. Let the spirit be The Gita is exhorting us repeatedly to remove the sense of I am and live a life devoted to the Lord. Imbue the life with bhakti. The Lord is the master. I am the servant. Creation is a means of service. There is then no question of getting encumbered with anything. Everything is God's, Encumbrance comes only when I own it. So this Navadha Bhakti, it is not, now we know, Navadha Bhakti should not be limited to the worship of the idol only. Initially with the idol, and then we see, just like we have superimposed our murti on an idol, we have to superimpose murti on everything. So this is a rehearsal, we are doing it. When we go to any temple, small idols will be there. We are inspired to buy a nice photo, inspiring photo of the Devada, Ishtadevada. So we bring it there, we keep it in the puja room, and we may be observing all these things. So this Navadha Bhakti, initially initially links us to the idol worship or Murti worship. Later on, I should know that he is the master, I am the servant. All other things are articles of worship. So I must be able to develop this. The starting point is Navadha Bhakti to a Murti, a personal form. Then only it becomes effective. Initially we do that, we have to do that, we have to train our mind.
Swamiji, we can do Navadha Bhakti with Manas Puja also, no?
Manasa
Manas
puja.
puja. Manasika puja.
Manasika puja?
We can do with Navadha Bhakti.
Yeah.
100%. In Manasika puja, I would say the concentration will be more. Because we are closing our eyes, bringing everything before us. If you omit anything, immediately the mind will point out. And this Manasika puja can come only after we do for some time Dravya puja. Straight away we may not be able to do it. Just like we do the chanting vocal and then we graduate ourselves to Manasika mental chanting. But in Manasika puja, the concentration will be more. Because there is no other, we are not bringing him as an object. It is inside only. Everything is inside only. My murti is inside, articles of worship is inside, and the worshipping goes on inside. Suddenly I become aware, Krishna is there, all the puja materials are there, all the Saptakoti Mahatirthams are there, camphor is there, agarbatti is there, chandan is there, naivedyam is there, dress is there, mala is there. So the feeling, the feeling of that definitely worship. Yes, you are right. Manasika puja is definitely more effective, I would say. But to have that, we should first have Dravya puja. We train our mind to have this Dravya puja or observe the Dravya puja. And then slowly from the idol to the creation entire. Navadha Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Some sources say that these are 9 different ways of showing loving devotion to God, any one of which the yogi can choose to follow. Other sources describe Navadha Bhakti as the step-by-step path that leads to moksha. Because it starts with Shravanam, ends with Atmanivedanam. That also is possible. It's a journey. Watch ourselves. If we are all, some of us are used to pujas, worship in the early stages. Now we can look back and see how it has helped us to move to know more and more about the devotional aspect. Surely it helps us. So these are the 2 ways through which this Navadha Bhakti can be approached. Some sources say that these are 9 different ways of showing loving devotion to God. Any one of which the yogi can choose to follow. That is the beauty. Because one thing, the other one will definitely follow the other. Complementary. And other sources describe Navadha Bhakti as a step-by-step path. that leads to Atma Nivedana, moksha. And Papa's explanation of that sixth bhakti, that's also very sweet. Shanta Bhakti, dasya Bhakti, sakhya Bhakti, vatsalya Bhakti, madhurya Bhakti, and sakhi Bhakti. During his...
Swamiji, what is the last one you said?
Atma Nivedana.
Where? In Navadha?
No, in six types of bhakti.
The sixth and last is Sakhi Bhakti or Gopi Bhakti. This is likely to be taken the highest form of bhakti. Whenever Radha and Krishna, after a long separation, were brought together by the efforts of the gopis, they used to identify themselves alternately with Radha and Krishna and enjoy the bliss resulting from the meeting, and also feel immense delight by being merely witnesses to their beatific reunion. This is rightly considered the acme to which bhakti leads the soul. Sakhi Bhakti, Gopi Bhakti. And Papa has given the example for everything. The first is Shanta Bhakti, Ambareesha. Dasya Bhakti, Hanumanji. Sakhya Bhakti, Arjuna. Vatsalya Bhakti, Yashoda. Madhurya Bhakti, Radha and Krishna. And then Gopi Bhakti, Sakhi Bhakti, Gopis. All these can kindle in us sufficient quantity of feelings. Inexhaustible, I would say. We remember way back, many years back in Chennai, we happened to attend the dance. Krishnani Beganabaro. The artist, her identification with Krishna was complete, because the moment she calls, Baro, come on. She made everybody feel that Krishna is there looking at somewhere and she is calling him. That becoming one. Later on, Padmaja, when she came here, a great dancer, she used to, we did not know anything about it. So when she came here, and we arranged for a program in the nearby temple, so then she was explaining, when we are in the stage, we forget the audience. We have only that Murti before us. That is why our eyes do not see you, but I see him. Lips, hands, head, feet, everything toes in line, because to us only that Murti is there. So when we say Krishnani Beganabaro, only Krishna is there in that stage for her, in concrete form. That is why she said, even, come on. You would have observed that. All these things, it is not merely an act, it touches and kindles the feeling of oneness with him, the feeling of his nearness. When we are explaining, we are also conscious how Papa is very careful to balance, our spiritual journey. Not merely jnana, not merely bhakti. He is always combining this bhakti and jnana together, so that neither it should become emotional, where he has mentioned as ebullition, emotional ebullition, it should not become. At the same time, it should not be a dry jnana. So there should be the tenderness in jnana, seriousness in bhakti. Both Papa is now begging us. He brings when we were going through this six bhakti, in one of his lectures in overseas, we were going through that. Suddenly somebody asked about bhakti. Immediately he was able to say that, no? Nothing on the personal aspect, impersonal aspect. But the bhakti is there, no? Devotion is there. Because even when he was explaining about spiritual journey, he starts with bhakti only. Bhakti is the root, vairagya is the trunk, jnana is the flower, parabhakti is the fruit. No? He starts with bhakti. Otherwise, it becomes dry. So let us not forget this fundamental. We try to go through all these things. Personal worship to be graduated into impersonal worship. When we try to concentrate more on the impersonal worship, never we belittle the importance of personal worship. Worship to a form to be followed by worship to the formless. But when we are trying to concentrate on the formless, at no time we should belittle the importance of our worship towards form. You can see it in ashram. Papa stands for, there is no idol worship here. That means no murti worship here. But we need Papa's form, Suppose Papa's form is taken out. We will not get connected. That is the simple truth. We should have that and this. In this hall there is no image. So we can connect up impersonally. At the same time, only this hall is there, we may not be able to connect. If only the bhajan hall is there, we will not be able to connect with the impersonal aspect. That is why Mataji, after Papa's Mahasamadhi, named our home mandir where nothing should be kept. No idol worship should be there. No image should be there. No sort of ritual should be there. She made it very clear. At bhajan hall we can have all this. But in Samadhi Mandir, no. That was the only place, at that time. But afterwards so many things happened and there is image there is some ritual is there, some arati is there. But now what can we do? Now that is why this hall is free from any image or anything like that. So Mataji also wanted both to go. That is why she used, probably now we can say, that is why she used the same word Papa. Papa for the form, Papa for the formless. Papa for the form, Papa for the formless. In her satsang she said, what do you mean by Papa? She is nirguna, nirvikara, nirakara, shashvata, ananda, swarup. All these things are the attributes of the formless. But what is she naming it? Papa. So this both should go, this is the message to all of us. Both should go hand in hand. That means feeling should be there. And for feeling we need a form. Feeling should transport us to a higher realm, to the impersonal aspect. So all these things let us try to chew more and more, and do manana, and so that we will be able to bring out a path that is suitable for us, which will be a helpful tool for us to become aware of His presence within, without, everywhere. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om